My name is Enzo Gentile. I came from Italy, and I work in the field of generative art, motion tracking, video mapping, and so on. So new technology for arts. I teach in Academy of Fine Art in Verona, in the North Italy, and I live between Genova and Nice, so in the North Italy and close to the sea.
My name is Paolo Servi. I live in northwest of Italy too. I'm also a teacher in an Academy of Fine Arts, but in Sanremo, where the Festival of Music, Italian music, you know. And I'm also you may say, an interaction designer and technician in generative arts. And we are involved in this project because we work together on that domain for many years.
My name's Roy Jones, and I'm from Liverpool in the UK, and I represent a company called Pacific Stream. We work with young creative people, and we also run a creative hub. So we help start-up artists, designers, dancers, musicians. And so the project here in Serbia we're working on complements the activities of our organisation. It's very much part of what we want to be doing all the time. And so it's encouraging young artists, for example, in Liverpool to get them some money, to get them travelling around Europe and putting on a performance.
Nice. You have here also some musicians, so we'll talk about that. Nice.
Hello, I'm Alain Baumann. I'm French, but I live in Barcelona for many years. And in Barcelona, I'm part of a collective called Coni Club, and we dedicate ourselves to performing arts with new technology. So we include different types of technology in the dance and music and theater field. My side is more the technological side, and so this is why also I'm here in Sremski Karlovsky, because we are in this project called ViSet, which is about virtual sets, mixing live images and projected images or interactivity with theater or dance or music.
This project is the reason for your coming to Serbia.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you tell me something about that?
But, we are involved with Serbia because for us is a new country in the sense it's not in Europe, but we thought that in the future will be involved in Europe, and I think the Serbians want to promote this kind of technology. So they are very interested in participating. So we are very happy to be here and to see the very progress. I've been 10 years ago here, and now I think the things are changed completely. So this is I think in the future we are very happy to involve again the Serbian in our project, because we are follow different projects. One very big project is finished. This is at the second year. We have in our objective is to create another project, maybe in Creative Europe or other similar.
Can you tell me something more about the ViSet project?
Yes, this one is a project for the creation of a new particular form of professionist. We called him a visual set designer, an expert of scene design for theater, for performing, for advertising, cinema, and so on, specialized in the utilization of digital techniques, of interaction, of other techniques, advanced techniques, For create a particular reality, you can call it augmented reality, who surround persons and situations and augment the sensation to be in a particular situation, particularly evocative, suggestive, and who moves emotions with the technology. It can seem something difficult to understand, but for the first time, technology and emotion go together in some way.
This is our objective.
Yeah.
We are technicians. For instance, I'm an electronic
We are
engineer.
principally
I like
technicians.
arts, so mix both is my goal.
I mean, we're all coming to this project with different skills and backgrounds. The areas that we're looking at are kind of virtual reality, things like Oculus Rift, but we're also working with drones and drone technology, looking at how the use of drones can be used in a performance. So imagine you were putting on a show in the middle of a field. You would have no backgrounds or stage set, but you could program drones and lighting to create a space within which the performers could operate. There's so many opportunities for use of remote-controlled drones. Though they cannot carry lights, they can carry mirrors. So you can use any kind of accurate lighting to bounce off a drone so it can be directed and create virtual walls or backgrounds or scenery. That in conjunction with video mapping and things like that could create a really good environment within which people can work. Performers can actually interact with drones as well. So the performer, maybe a dancer or whatever, could interact with a drone, which could be then controlling light, the direction of the light. And so you would have a whole event around a virtual stage set.
You will do the same or something a little bit different?
Yeah, we will not work with drones, but we do work with video mapping. We have already some experience and very, very long experience of working with interactivity with sensor. For instance, we work with Kinect sensor. So, in fact, making the link between stage, the body on stage, and technology is something that we in our company have been working since the beginning of the 90s.
How long do you do this type of job, and how does it look like that revolution of technology and of everything? How was on the beginning?
Well, we've been working on sort of new technologies in the creative industries since about 1997. That's how far we go back. I mean, originally it was about web technologies, but then also because of my background, being a photographer and fine artist, working with the technologies, desktop publishing and all that kind of thing that came out of that period. So it's a transition from that, moving very much into new technologies around sound, for example. 3D sound is something that I've been particularly interested in, not so much personally, but working with young people who are developing sound technologies relating to music and everything else. It's something that I've been always involved in, and seeing the way things are happening now, particularly with things like video mapping, 3D mapping, I mean the potential there is just so great. I mean we're still at early stages with all technology. It's still quite primitive in a way, and it's like, what's going to happen over the next 10, 15, 20 years? We're going to see revolutionary changes about how we interact and how we use technology.
I started to work in London. I studied in London. I studied electronics, so for the music industry. So this is where, because my background is from music as a musician, and this is where I discovered the idea of playing instruments, electronic instruments, and the need to play new instrument with new paradigm. So the idea of using a keyboard for me was not working with electronic instrument, because it was only using an old way of playing with new sonorities. So this is where I started to research, and then I moved to Barcelona, and I met Rosa, who is a dancer, and there was a very good mix between being able to play music with the whole body, and this is a bit how we started in the very early 90s. So at the beginning we had to build everything. It was, you know, we don't have touch screen, we don't have sensor, so it's very nice experience.
You know, I didn't know that I would have musicians here tonight, so I will bring beside microphone and cameras our guitars, because brother and I play guitars and we write and compose songs. So next time when you come here, we will bring instruments also. Oh, what? You're also a musician?
No,
or?
I'm not. No, I'm just married to one.
You're just okay, that's nice. Also, and you?
Yeah, I play the clarinet, but now I spend 24 hours behind the computer. Not 24, but what I don't sleep is.
Did you have a chance to cooperate with people from Serbia from your job area?
Not yet for the moment. So this is the first time that we cooperated with the Serbian. But as I told before, we would like to cooperate in the future too.
In the future?
Absolutely, yes.
We consider our new friends of Cultura Nova and FAM very interesting person with a strong spirit of innovation, and so
Absolutely.
we'll try in any way to involve them in new Creative Europe project we will create in next year.
I was first in Serbia, when it wasn't Serbia, in 1976, and I haven't been back since. So there are some changes, obviously, and a lot of things have happened in the meantime. But this is the first opportunity I've had to work with people from Serbia, and it's something I was very much looking forward to, especially coming to this area as well, because it's been, been many years since I've been here, driving in a little Renault 4. Through former Yugoslavia, yes.
Yeah. So can you remember something from that time?
I remember the weather was very good. And the women were beautiful.
And are they still?
Oh, I think so, yes.
New generation?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And you?
Well, it was first time in Serbia, and it's the first time I collaborate with Serbian people. So it's new for me. This place is very beautiful. I only been here for one day, but it's very nice with the river and stuff. Yeah. And the people, they are strange, but they are great.
Is this your first time here in Serbia?
For me, it's the second time I've been there in Kragujevac. It's in Beograd 10 years ago, but just for 2 days. So I think this is the second time, and I would like to come again, maybe for a period, more long period, because only for 2 days it's impossible to understand the culture, or it's impossible.
It's changed in the 10 years.
Yes, a lot, a lot. A lot.
For the better?
Yes, of course, absolutely.
And you?
And for me is also the second time, but my first time was many years ago, because we were again Yugoslavia. I was in Beograd, and at that time the differences are enormous, but the spirit, as I said before, of the people is the same, according to me. maybe now there are more opportunities to exchange, to understand reciprocally between people of different countries in the same Europe, and so we will go again working with you on this project, on these projects in
future project.
in plural. Yeah.
What did you expect from Serbia before you came here? And what is first reaction?
Maybe I was surprised because, for instance, this farm is very modern, very. You don't expect in Europe you things about Serbia a little bit back, but this is a false. So if you come here, you are able to see very modern and also in a technical way at a high level. So I surprised in a positive way.
The same also for me, and I noticed in particular a very strong attention to ecological themes. Also this creative hub in which we are denotes that, and we saw yesterday the eco scholar down there, and this attention, this binôme between innovation, ecology is, I think, the right way to go on for the future.
Can you describe people from Serbia in a few words or sentences?
No, because it's a very bad idea to generalize. So I don't know. We only know the partners, the people we work with on this project. And I mean, it's great. And it's nice also to, well, it's nice. I don't know if it's nice, but it's interesting to, I don't know, this is the good thing about this type of project, that we can meet people from different places, because we all live in the same world, but the experience, the life experience, can be different depending on where you come from, and so it's interesting to listen to other life experiences, and to, for instance, here you obviously have a not so far past, which most of Europe only saw from the TV screen, and here people lived it, and so it's interesting to hear their point of view, and it's good.
Would you like maybe to describe some people from 1976 or now from 2015?
I can't remember, it's so long ago. No, but I think one thing that is very obvious is people are very friendly, and people are always smiling. And considering the problems this area's had, I find that reassuring.
Yeah, that's the most important. Yeah.
Some people say that that Serbs and Italians are very similar. So what do you think about that?
Why not? But for instance, we eat very well here, so you are very good beer, and way of life. Yes, I think so. We are similar. But Italy, it's quite long and very varied character. So it depends on north, center, south. But in average, I think that we are similar.
We are similar,
in some aspects.
I think the same thing, and you are, I think, as has a melting pot of different genetic provenience, no? And so you bring with you different tradition, trying to exchange, to create a fusion of that. Today we have a great surprise to discovering another particular fusion. We hit a pizza, an Italian pizza, in a restaurant of your town.
And espresso too.
And also the coffee, the espresso, like in Italy. It is an interesting attitude to be elastic, to exchange. That is not expected
not
in Italy
normal,
from
for instance,
Serbia.
in France or the other
Yeah.
countries.
Other people are more conservative in that.
about Serbian language? Did you learn any?
Okay.
Huh?
I learned only one word. I don't know why, but Konubaru I remember. But yes, I learned a lot of words, but I'm not able to remember because I don't use it. But maybe the last time, the first time.
I remember Fala as thank you,
Fala,
if I'm not wrong, and the madam at the hotel yesterday said Das Vidaya going
Like Russian.
out.
But it's complicated.
Yeah, it's
Your language
phrases
is
complicated. Also to read for the characters that are different.
The Cyrillic
for-
character too. Complicated for us, yes.
For us, yes.
When we listen Italian language, it's like singing. But Serbian, it's not like that. So it's
Yeah.
maybe why it's difficult for you.
Yes, but
Maybe,
it is more fluent, for instance, of than Deutsch or Netherlands or that. I think it's a fluid language in effect. With the inflation from
Russian.
from Slavian languages.
I don't even know thank you yet.
Hvala. Hvala, you say hvala. I can teach you something more if you want.
Okay, later on we'll have a...
What you would like, I can teach you something more. What you would like to know.
I won't remember. I'm the kind of person who
Believe me, you will. You'll shut everything. So
I need to be in a country for several weeks before I start getting the language in my head. So I'm hopeless. You know, it's typical of British people, is we think the whole world speaks English. And fortunately, most of them do, because if they didn't, we'd be stuck.
What would you like to do in future in Serbia? What are your plans, and will you come back?
I think we can develop another project, and if our friends agree, involve them in order to continue this project, because this is a project, a little project, so there is no a lot of money. So our idea is to create something with more money, I mean more opportunity to act.
You must think that Creative Europe has two axes, one standard, the one we are in, and one more strategic. And having done this project, maybe is more simple to join the strategic level and have a more budget for doing something more interesting.
This project is a 2-year project, and we are now finishing the first year, which basically was, as we mentioned before, the project is about exploring the possibilities of new technology on the stage. So this means that we build a small performance using these technologies, and this is the first year, which is what we are doing right now in our countries. And next year, the idea is that these performances, these small-scale performances, can travel to the 4 countries that are involved in the project. So it means that we will come back and we will show what we have been doing, inspired by coming here and by the possibilities of each one to combine technology and the body on stage, or music, or dance, or whatever. Each country has its different approach. So we will come back.
And you?
Well, similarly, I mean, it's been quite a steep learning curve for some of the technologies we've been experiencing. Not so much with the younger people, but personally it's been like, what is all this about? I mean, I've even been programming, which is something very new for me. So we're developing up a performance in Liverpool. In fact, my young colleagues at the moment are rehearsing for a performance they're doing in 10 days' time. So a version of that will come back here next year.
Well, I hope you will come back here next year. We will see you again, and next time we will bring our instruments and we will play also together. So we can make something new also about it in that way. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Good talking to you.
It was nice to talk with you also, and see you soon. See you soon.